Welcome to the episode of AI Send podcast, where we explore how innovation and intelligence are transforming the future of healthcare. I'm your host, Geet Gera, founder of AI Ascent Partners, where we help clinics and med spa and healthcare practices unlock growth through AI systems, efficiency, and patient-centric solutions. Today's conversation is diving into how traditional medical practices are going extinct. To unpack this, I'm joined by Dr. Tran, a respected voice in the healthcare space, whose insight bridge traditional and modern approaches to patient care. Dr. Tran, thank you for joining us. Could you share a bit about your background and what inspired you to enter this space?
I actually went through the traditional path of medical school, residency, and training to become a doctor, only to realize that I didn't want to be a doctor anymore. I truly signed up to be a doctor to help save lives. It started to get muddy with writing prescription after prescription, answering phone calls and emails, charting, and it took over my life. It actually took over my mental health and physical health, to the point where if I kept going, I would not make it. I had no business starting a business because science was all I knew, but I knew that something had to change. So literally one moment, stuck in traffic at night, I decided I'm doing something different, and I had no idea what that meant. This was back in 2012.
It would have been really very difficult to, move on from a completely science background to, business. How long have you been working before you started business?
I was in primary care as an internal medicine specialist for about 5 years before I opened a medical weight loss practice. I did start a brick-and-mortar office from 2012 up until March 16th of 20. And then it took us a matter of 2 days to literally get online. And now we are a 100% virtual practice, utilize some of the tools that we have today from technologies.
What major shifts have you noticed in practices operate or engage with patients?
You be your own personal brand. I understand that practices do what it takes to run a business, from sales, marketing, and the logistics. But at the end of the day, people come to you because who you are, what you believe in, and what you stand for. If you're at the beginning of starting a business, this is what you need to define so that you can really start to attract patients or customers that will not only go to you, but keep coming back month after month, year after year. We get caught up in the logistics of running a business, from sales and marketing and operations. And if you are starting out, you absolutely must define who you are, what you value, and what you believe in before we start getting into the funds of technology and software and all the advantages. You have to start with the mission and values and heart-centered reason of why you start in the first place.
Why the traditional models are failing?
The businesses that are moving forward are the ones that are 2 steps ahead. It's all about efficiency. We live in a world where it's on demand. We're so used to just speed.
Wow.
It's the fast communication. It is also the optimization using AI software, how you create a combination of technology and humanization to be right up front to take care of that, customer will always win based on speed and efficiency of execution, 100%.
Are you using any automation right now in your business?
I admit that technology is in my DNA. I always look in my business and look for the repetitiveness of what we're doing. And the question that I say, can a software take over? Because the beauty of running a advantageous business is you just have to create lanes. So where do the humans belong in the creativity and the humanness brains, but also the lanes of AI and software to take repetitive tasks and things to make us faster, but also more connected to our patients. When we respond to our patients in a certain time fashion, they notice. And we care, especially in healthcare. You need an answer quickly because it could be an actual life-threatening concern.
I agree with you. Rightly said that speed is really important, and especially in healthcare. From automation perspective, how AI could help there is that you could let it do the repetitive mundane tasks which are not really meant for the doctors and professionals, and you could focus on really what the value for the customer is.
There's an art form of speed communication and then slow down to connection. Those who have mastery in those will do very well. There is an anxiousness feeling. We may feel like it's a simple question, but it may be a high level concern from the patient point of view. The timely fashion of reaching out in itself is service.
Yes, I can relate to it.
One of our mission and values of our company that all of our staff go by is we help patients feel safe and seen. I feel very fortunate that we have so many software and technology today. I know that a lot of people are nervous about ChatGPT and AI, and we understand we want to use it for goodness. But once you embrace it and really understand how to utilize it for good, then it no longer becomes scary and it almost becomes normal.
What are like some of the powerful innovations that you think are there?
Social media, it really allows me to connect to those who don't know me. It is a platform that allows me to connect, educate, entertain, but also having real conversations. It really allows a connection. The second thing is the customer relationship management software. So staying organized and, the communication when they've enrolled in a program, what steps they're in. And when you understand the system side of things, it really enhances your service 100% when you know exactly where everybody is at within the point. We embrace ChatGPT. It has enhanced the language of what we do and it helps us learn. Most of the time we've had to hire people for this and we still do, but it makes us feel like we have an expertise too, because at the end of the day, we are the experts of our own business. So as a business owner, you don't have to be an expert at technology. You just have to be open to it.
What has been the biggest milestone for the company so far?
I've been doing medical weight loss for years now.
Okay.
It's natural for me. Once you enroll, weight loss is the easiest thing. And I have solidified that formula. It's not the magical diet and exercise plan. It is the experience that has mapped out. The whole mapped out process is really the milestone that I'm proud of.
Like, what challenges have you faced as the company scaled and how you've kind of worked through them?
Every time I look on the internet or the news, there's a new announcement that changes, particularly in our industry in weight loss. There's an insurance that's no longer covering this medication or this or that. And we have learned as a team to pivot quickly, but also realize that just because we've changed one thing, it's never permanent. But I think that's what keeps us on our toes. And I think it's just the big overarching message of our discussion today on the podcast is change is the only constant. You have to constantly innovate. You have to be 2 steps ahead of your customer and 2 steps ahead of your own self. But that's what helps us grow. It's why it's a game, but it's fun for those who figure it out.
What's the team size?
We've had as large as 17 team members. Now we're down to 5. There is this marriage of technology and humanizations. I've really understood how to make an impact, how to grow my company, but also really be efficient with what I'm managing. I know that it's difficult because there are a lot of positions that are being replaced by AI, and I want to those to not be afraid. It just allows you to really step up in the human part because there will always be something that AI is missing from a human standpoint. So as long as we understand that, there is going to be a collaboration in a good way if you see it that way.
I agree with you. Human angle can never be replaced. If you could just fix one thing today, what would be on your top list?
Honestly, I just want to communicate to 10 times more people. That's really all I focus on, nowadays. Everything else falls into place. I think that's just one of the biggest challenges, but I embrace it.
What's like your mode of reach out right
Yeah,
now?
we do a mixture of the traditional platforms. We are on Instagram. My handle is at MedFit Dr. Tran. And that's where it's very educational, but also entertaining. So we really like to play on Instagram. LinkedIn is a little bit more of a professional,
From
platform. So connecting with other executives, professionals, and business owners. And so it has a different flavor. I really enjoy a podcast.
Dr. Chen, this has been really such an insightful discussion. And I really appreciate how you've connected innovation with the humanity, and you think that, both can go hand in hand and they can collaborate in a good manner. Where can our listeners learn about more about your work or connect with you?
They can go to my website at medfitmedicalweightloss.com. I invite even a business owner who's just starting out. I encourage you to don't quit, stay in, believe in yourself, believe in what you do.
Thank you, Angela. I think that's very useful advice for anyone to take on, even founders and anyone new starting up a new business. And for everyone tuning in, thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to follow and share. We bring on leaders like Angela to explore how technology and empathy can transform healthcare. I'm Geet Gera. See you next time.